It's been a while since I made a video, but I apologize. I've just been soaking in all the feedback and the reactions, and work has been crazy, and yeah, I just didn't. There were days where I was like, I could make a video, and I was like, I'm just not feeling it today. But you know what? I'm feeling it today. I think I've finally gotten the brunt of all the reactions, and I've had time to process. So now today, there's nothing really revealing about me. I just want to follow up on some things. So first and foremost, oh my gosh, happy 4th of July. That is coming up tomorrow. It is not today. I'm definitely not making a video tomorrow, so I'm glad I'm doing it today. But yeah, happy Independence Day for those of you who celebrate it. That's about it. Moving on. So I want to start by reading some of my favorite reactions from you people. The positive ones, which was everyone except one. So thank you guys. So my first and foremost, one of my most favorite, it read, I've written notes for tonight too, so it was all good. It read, welcome to the family, congratulations, and then between two rainbows, fuck them up. I like that one. The next one, welcome to the LGBT Batman Club. The Batman Club is my family tree in my sorority. Happy that you found freedom in yourself. Me too. Another really good one, someone just texted me, oh you. And then, I am so proud of you for being so brave to embrace who you are, even if some people aren't ready to accept you. You are absolutely loved for exactly who you are, and I hope you know that. Well, I do, and though I'm working through things, it still feels really nice to hear that from you guys. I also thank you to the people who called me immediately after seeing the videos. I had a few people that are their name popped up on my phone, and I'm like, what are they calling me? This must be a butt dial. And it wasn't! You guys intentionally called me to say, hey, thanks, love you, and I support you in your video, so that meant a lot more to me than you guys will ever know. There was even a person that I haven't talked to in a while that offered me a place to stay if I felt uncomfortable staying with my family, and they're like, if you're ever in town, you can stay with me. And I was like, wow, that actually means a lot to me. But surprisingly, my family has reacted really well. And so I guess going back to that, so I mentioned in one of my videos that this kind of all started whenever I went to counseling or therapy, and it brought me back to one of the things they asked, or remember this was back before I even realized my sexual orientation. It was purely just about the spirituality, and my therapist asked me, she said, what's the worst thing that could happen if you tell people or your family? And we kind of tracked it out of oh, well, here's what I think could happen. And I was basically saying, well, the worst thing that can happen is that my family completely hates me and they turn me away. I never once was scared really that my friends, I didn't really care. Cause I knew that they would be supportive no matter what. But I was my family might shut me out and not let me see them or whatnot. That would be the worst. And the best case scenario is that everyone's okay, cool, we don't care, we love you, and that's fine, we accept you as you are. And so the good news is that the best case scenario happened literally almost everywhere. I've had tons of my family members reaching out and either they're supportive or they're trying to seek clarification in a positive way, not a way of seek clarification, okay, and here's why you're wrong. It's, hey, I didn't quite understand that, but I want to hear from you. I want to hear more of what you mean. And that was something I didn't expect. I guess because I've shut myself off so long from sharing my real feelings with my family, I just expected that they would not want to hear what I have to say because I've heard things that they've had to say. But I've been really surprised, and I'm really happy by my family's reactions, to the spirituality thing, and especially to the sexual orientation thing. So thank you guys, all of you who are watching this. You guys have really surprised me in a good way, and it makes me feel really good about myself and really good about my family. I knew I loved you guys. Now, that being said, though, one of the worst case scenarios, like I said, was that they shut me out, or apparently I didn't even plan for the worst case scenario because I didn't even think it could be a thing, is attacking the way I think and trying to invalidate me and make me feel like I can't think for myself and basically try to make me feel stupid. I didn't expect that. I expected people to be oh, you poor baby, we'll get you back to where you need to be, or we don't agree with you and you're wrong. I expected that, and I haven't gotten that. But it's been that from only one person. And like I said, the rest of you have been really supportive, and even if you don't agree, you've at least like reached out to be like, hey, like explain more to me what's going on. But what I really didn't expect was trying to like cut down my thinking and like just make me feel like I am not at a point where I can think for myself. But so yeah, that's kind of what I want to go over, because that's I think what I've had the most problem processing. And I've spoken to a few mentors, and they're like, oh, you know, you should like write it down and you should journal. And I'm just like, that's not me. I've never been. I mean, I was when I was little, but that's another story. Like, I'm just not a big writer. Like, my thoughts move too quickly. But what I've really found through this avenue of sharing myself on social media or just in videos is that I can get out what I want to say. And it's like, oh, it's amazing. Like, this is what journaling is for some people, but I've realized that video journaling is where it's at for me. Anyway, so I will start with this. The first quote from this conversation that has not been the best. And by conversation, I mean they've been talking at me. Will not watch any more of social media. It doesn't lend to critical thinking. I'm pretty sure social media is where we get the most discourse and chaos and the most opportunities to critical think. What? What do you mean it doesn't lend to critical thinking? That's literally what it is. Now, don't get me wrong, there are tons of people on here who are not critically thinking, and like they just like take it for what it is, and that's fine. But like, at least understand that like social media is not like, it gives us access to things that we would otherwise never know. If there was no social media, if there was no internet, I probably wouldn't even be where I am today. Like, I would be that like small town southern girl from Somerville, and I would have the same beliefs ever, because I'd be like, oh, there's no one else out there. There's no one else who feels like me. I'm just gonna hide it for the rest of my life, or I'm not even gonna know it, and I'm just gonna pretend that it's not about me. So A, BS meter, like, no ma'am. Anyways, another thing that really got me, and this wasn't a quote, but I just think it's really ridiculous how I can't say what I mean without this person putting a double meaning onto it, and I can't believe a different type of spirituality. I can't be bisexual without being depressed and without being in a red zone alert. Like, literally, what the oh my god, like, no, do I look depressed? No, this week has been like the happiest of my life, because I'm finally being myself and I don't have to hide it from people, and I've stopped this person from texting and calling at me, and I can have a second to breathe and think. No, I am not depressed. I am far from it. Like, I'm happy. I'm the happiest I've been in a long time, but I just think it's really stupid. Like, sometimes if people are talking to you and they're trying to tell you a story, maybe don't put an underlying meaning on it and just listen to it. Take it for like word value. And, you know, don't, just because I'm not agreeing with what you're saying and I don't want to do what you want me to do, doesn't mean that I'm depressed. Like, now I understand how you people put so many people in insane asylums. Oh, the daughter won't go to church. She must be a devil. She's insane. Put her in the asylum. What the fuck? No, like, glad I wasn't born back then, because I'd probably be put there. Anyways, that was a rant. It didn't need to happen. Next. You were born to think and not go along with the crowd or make a declaration. You're too smart for that stuff. Okay. Don't allow yourself to be hijacked in your thinking. Okay. Let's talk about those two right there. No, that's, I was born to think and to not go along with the crowd. Doing, because the crowd wants me to do what I've been doing, but I thought for myself, and I said, no, the crowd's going that way, I'm going this way. But apparently I'm going the wrong direction, because she just didn't like that crowd. She wants me to be a part of this crowd. She just wants me to switch crowds, and I don't like crowds. Like I said, I'm slightly introverted, so I don't do crowds. So I'm thinking for myself, and I don't understand why just because I don't agree with your crowd means that I walk with a crowd, because you just want me to jump crowds. Hijacked in your thinking. Ooh, okay, yeah, so she's blaming all of you people. My friends, my colleagues. You've hijacked my thinking, so if you could give it back, please. Anyways, I want you to put people first. Oh, okay, so I see what has happened here is when we had our conversation and you chose to not watch all of my videos, or not be a part of it because social media doesn't give to critical thinking, I clearly stated for the past 5 years I've been putting people first, am I right? Like, I've been putting them first, and I've not been fighting for myself or what I believe, and this is me not putting people first, because that's what I'm tired of doing, and that's what I've been doing, and it doesn't give me any room to breathe. And so I'm not saying I'm gonna be not listening to people for the rest of my life. I would just, maybe like a month or two where like I can discover myself without having to put people first. Like, okay, whatever. I want you to be able to have discussions with people and disagree. Well, you didn't want to discuss it for the past 5 years. You never did. You weren't open to hearing what I had to say. You were open to hearing what you thought and making me think it as well. So I don't understand how you think that, because you've never wanted that. You wanted to have discussions, but be right in the end. Whatever. I do know that what you're declaring tonight is what other people have put in your head. Wow, she's getting against you guys again. Like, it's your fault. If you could give me back my thinking, you're the reason I'm bisexual. You're the reason that I don't claim the religion anymore. Like, it's all your fault. So it's what y'all have put in my head. So I can't believe you've done that to me. The way that they said, we've all been in our 20s. We all get to take our own journey. And like ooh, if you guys could have heard it. Like, it was not in a, okay, like this, I'm glad you're exploring and blah, blah, blah. This is what this time is for. It was just, okay, we've all been there. You'll get there, okay? I want you to do the right stuff for you. Do you? Because I'm trying to tell you that this is the right thing for me, and you're not listening. You're not actively listening. You're just trying to think of what you can say next and how I disagree with you. You don't want me to do the right stuff for you. You want me to do the right stuff for you and your family and how people see you. I'm so sorry, I'm an embarrassment, whatever. I wrote here, jot notes on that. People learning, she wants people learning, and she, like, from me, as long as they learn on your wavelength, and by you, I mean that person. So it's okay if people are learning, as long as they're learning what you believe and whatnot. Folded stars. We need to do this activity because you clearly don't know what that means. That's not a good thing. I mean, it's not as bad as the torn star, my dear, but that's not a good thing. And when you say the world needs more folded stars, no, that's not it at all. But thank you for trying. We think about others first before we utter everything that's on our mind. Once again, going back to, if you took the time to listen to me and the rest of what I've been trying to say, I've been doing that for 5 years, and that's why we're here. You have the makings of a great captain of a ship. And the rest of the conversation around that was, but you're falling short. But you have the great makings. I'll tell you what, captain of a ship, you've been the captain for a very long time, and you're used to running the ship. But unfortunately, there was a mutiny, and I took over the boat which is mine, and now I'm the captain. So those are just some things that stood out to me and that I've really struggled to process this past week, because some things were said that was like, wow, like, okay, I didn't realize. It's just one of those things where it's just realizing that's like, every time that I've people can do well in life without an underlying meaning. People can do well in life without relying on a substance. Like, people can, just because someone is succeeding or discovering themselves or whatnot, does not mean that there's an underlying issue. It's just, it hurts to know that I'm finally being myself and I'm brave enough to like step out and there must be an issue with me. So I just, some of those things, like, you know what, at the end of the day, like, I still love this person very much, but it's one of those of, I had to take the moment to set boundaries for once in my life of, this is not helping me right now, because every time I gain an inch, I get a call or I get a text or I get a voicemail, and it's not you talking with me, it's you talking at me, and I had to cut it out of my life for a little bit. And so that's what this past week, I've just been able to breathe and to think without getting knocked back down every day. And, you know, like I said, like, I don't want it to be this way forever. Like, I want to be able to talk with this person, but I just can't right now because they're not willing to listen. And so I just hope that there's a day where we can be willing to listen to each other, because I've heard many of the things they have to say, and I'd like to actually hear some of the things I have to say. But whatever, they won't see this video because social media is the devil and whatever. So peace out, my fellow devils. You're not learning from this. You're not critically thinking on the internet. and we all must think about the neighbors. So anyways, that was my little rant for tonight, just hoping I wanted you to learn what I was processing this past week and why it's taken so long. So sorry it was a really long video, but I just had things that I need to say. So, and plus I've been gone a week, so I'm just making up for some videos. But yeah, other than that, be the captain of your own ship, and if you need to form a mutiny, go for it!